everybody, this is Hannah from Mother Goose's Makery, and today I am going to be making the Tonic Retro Cash Register Gift Box Die Set. So many words. It's a ye olde tale. It's fabulous. It's so pretty. It has a really cool mechanism where you push down the handle, the drawer opens, you pull up the handle, the door shuts. It's amazing. Well done, Toby. Right, have a look inside. All the bits are quite big. There's lots of pieces to cut out. So we need 2 of the sides, 3 of the bottom, 1 of the inside. These rails we need like 10 of. The levers we need 4 of. The cogs we need 8 of. These inner circles we need 14 of. So there's a lot of die cutting. So I'm not going to make you sit through that, because life is way too short and I have done my cutting out. What I am going to do is show you how to put it together. Because at the end of the day, if you know how to die cut something, you know how to die cut something. You don't need me to show you that. So, the one last thing I have to do, is I've got all my pieces cut out. The first step to making it is you take the side piece, once you have all of these bits cut out that are listed here. Now the side piece, which is there with the embossed detail on, what you need to do is take this, and this does not matter the orientation of this, and you need to pop it on, I don't know if you can see, there's an embossed circle there. If you place it in the embossed circle, and then we're just going to die cut that out, and we're going to do that on both pieces, okay? So I'm going to quickly do that, and then we shall resume with the making. Now, if like me, you haven't watched any of these videos before you've started cutting this out, you will cut out all the inner circle bits you need. And then when you get to the first step, which is cut these out, it will say you can keep these as 2 of your inner circle bits. And I'm like, well, damn it, because I've already cut all mine out. However, I already have plans to make a second one, so I'm just going to put these to the side and they can wait for another day. So, first thing we're going to need to do is have our embossed sides facing down, okay? And then we're going to need 2 of our large squares. So, what we're going to do, we need to attach these to either side of the large square. So, so what we have, those 2 on the square. Then we have our hinge. I will just we have our little hinge here. Just going to run glue along here. And you'll see that will just perfectly fit in the 45-degree gaps we have on either side. And then to the bottom of the hinge, we are going to stick another square. And that is the main part of our body. So that's the base, the back, and the side. See? See how this is already coming together. Right, so we have this. Now, I have pre-glued my cogs because, again, there's a lot of cutting and a lot of sticking. So what I've done is I have glued together 4 cogs in a stack and another 4 cogs in a stack. They've dried overnight. They were squashed under something, so they're nice and robust. I wonder if you could cut them out of grey board, because that would just be robust in the first place, rather than cutting multiples. But we didn't do that. We did multiples. We've glued them together, and I just left them with plenty of time to dry. If you turn them over, put them under something heavy, like your tangerine machine, or some plates or something, to just squish them down, make sure they stick. And then on top of this is 5 of the inner circles. So you have 5 inner circles glued together, stacked on top of 4 cogs stuck together. So once that is all stuck together, you're going to turn it so the side with all the embossing is on the top, and that will be your outside. Okay, so it's outside up. We're going to take our 4 cogs that are stuck together and the 5 inner circles that are stuck on top of that, and place that underneath so that the cogs are on the inside of the box. It's important you get it the right way round, because otherwise when you go to make it, you'll go, my mechanism is on the outside of my box when it should be on the inside. And that will not work. Ask me how I know, because just now I started putting it in the wrong way. I went, well, this isn't going to work. Or you'll end up with your pretty embossed side on the inside. Either way, not ideal. Right, and then to the outside, we are going to glue your... cannot think what the word is. Lever. And because what we've done, when we glued these bits together, you do it so the little PlayStation shapes all match up. So your cross matches your cross. So when you look through it, you can see it all lines up. It's not a higgledy-piggledy. And similarly, these pieces have the same shapes on. So I will squiggle glue all around here. And then I will place it so... I'll turn it round in a second so it's the right way round. I'm just gluing it on, facing the way I'm seeing. Just be careful not to put your glue too close to the edge, because it has to be able to move. And if you put your glue all the way to the very edge of this, when you stick your piece of card down on it, it'll squish the glue out, and then your lever will stick to the outer edge and it's not going to move. This one, I finished it, so I'll stick this on and then I will explain what I did to make it like this. So, we've got our lever on here, our lever on. And then we are going to stick 2 inner circles that have been stuck together. See how I have handily labelled mine too. I was like, tomorrow I'm not going to be able to tell how many I've stuck together. So this is my 2. And the 2 are just going to go on top of here. Again, don't go to the edge of the embossed circle. Use that as your guide. Stay within it. When you press it down, the glue will go out. So we stick those 2 down. I've just realised I'm doing this on a white table. That was a terrible plan by me. None of this is going to show up. 1 second. There you go. Let's have some contrast. That's better. Now you can actually probably see what I'm doing. I never said I'd get to that quickly. Right, so we've stuck the 2 on. And then we need to start building up this arm. So we are going to stick a long arm to this bit here. And then we're going to stick a second long arm on top of that long arm. So you can see it's starting to get thicker. It's so quiet in here because I normally have noise in the background, and all I can hear is my dog scuffling about and my cat snoring incredibly loudly, so I'm very sorry about that. So there are your two long arms. Then we're going to put the next lever bit, and again, stay away from the edge. Glue this on. And so you can do all of this bit separately like I did yesterday, and then just glue this whole bit just on top of the mechanism. So you can have everything prepped. It's just a case of how much you want to do ahead of time. I kind of think it's quite good to do that because then everything has a chance to set. And then to just fill in this gap at the end, we're just going to put a short because the short is the length of the long minus the lever. So then you can see how this is all becoming one. And the other short lever. Now, I don't know for a fact this is where it's supposed to go, but in my mind, it makes sense that it would go on the other side to just make everything flush. So that's where I put it. And apologies if I'm wrong, but it seems like it was working. So you can see this is moving. It's starting to look like a thing. So we're going to put glue along there, stand that up. Put glue along here. Then I'm going to lift this flap up. Just hold it in place. Get it in exactly the right place. And in this instance, I think what can help is just putting a little bit of your Craft Perfect tape just there, just to hold it, because I only have so many fingers. And I don't have the best manual dexterity at the best of times. And then just make sure you press down inside. You can use your bone folder. My trusty Teflon precision glide folder. And just use it to smooth down. So you know that we've got nice, robust seams. And then, once that's in place, it doesn't really matter anyway, because this being a tonic make, we are going to take another one of our large squares, and we are going to hide our workings. All I'm going to do, squiggle some glue along the back here. That down. I'm going to put it down the other way just because I didn't like that edge. It was doing something spurious, I think, because I caught it yesterday. I was having a poor die cutting moment. Right. Let's just smooth this down. So now we have a box with levers that turn. and a back and a base. Take that bit off. So we can put this to the side. We'll come back to this in a bit. So next things next is we need the pieces that are going to make the handle. Now you'll have 4 bits that are kind of similar. You have this and this. The one with the rounded edge here, that is for your front panel. So we do not want the rounded edge ones. We want the ones with the 2 square bits. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue them together into a square. So glue along one. And pop that on, because this is going to be your handle, you see. So you want it nice and square. We're going to fold in this side and this side, just so this joins on top. More glue along here. Push it shut. And because we've done it like that, it'll be square either way. Just smooth it along. Really want that to be nicely creased out. Right, there we go. Then what we're going to do, you fold in the ends, and we are going to glue this to the top of the handle. So in between there and in between there. Now we're going to make our box. So for our box we need the smaller square and these 4 sides. So you're going to place them around your box square. Like that. So we are just going to quickly get on, glue that together. Cue some Benny Hill style speeding up. So you can see you've got the 4 sides down here. Now, weirdly, they do not ask you to put another die cut on top. Which, being Tonic, you would have thought they normally do, because you normally hide the mechanism. So what I'm going to do, when it comes to decorating, I'm going to take a piece of card in the colour that I've chosen to decorate it with, and I'm going to stick that inside like a drawer liner to make it look pretty. Okay? Because normally you would be covering stuff up. So that's a little bit odd. What we're going to do is, these are the rails. We cut out, I think we started off with, I think I stuck 4 of these together. Because I've used 300 GSM card because I like 300 GSM card. So what I've done is I started off with 4 thinking I could always add more if I needed to, but it'd be a lot hard to take them away. So we are going to glue them in to the outside of the box. So The flaps we've stuck down are on the inside. And we're gonna, there's only one die cut, so it only goes one way. Whereas normally you'd have like twin pairs. So we're gonna just flip it so we have the reverse on. So on this side, we have it this way. And on this side, so the curved edge is here and the slanted edge is here. And so this one, still going to put the curved edge on the far side. Still going to put the straight edge along the seam. Basically, we've just flip reversed it. So instead of the neat die cut side, it's die cut side down, which is not usually what we do, but it's going to be on the inside. No one's going to see it. So what you can do, put it down this way, just push down on this side. Just to make sure we have adherence, because it's easier than pushing down on a really thick die cut bit. And then we are going to glue our box together, so we just need to stick these flaps to the adjacent section. Okay. Right, so just while I smooth these down, what I find ridiculous is in my head, I always think, well, no one's going to want to watch me just sticking these, so I will speed it up when I edit it. And therefore, because I know it's going to be speeded up in my head, the Benny Hill theme song then plays in my mind as I do it, because ridiculousness. Right, so theoretically, this should go in, catch the teeth, and go in. Can you see? Oh, that is pleasing. If it just doesn't catch, just push it in to make the teeth catch on. Oh, oh my God, tell me that's not pleasing. And be truthful. You can't. It would be a lie. Because it is incredibly pleasing. Right, so we have a drawer. We have a main mechanism. Now we need is a front. So the front is made out of those two, and this one. Firstly, you need to fold these ones. So this is a valley, and then the curved edge is on a mountain fold. And that's on both. Just what's going to happen, this is going to attach here, that's going to attach there, and then it's going to be curved like that. What we're going to do, just before we do it, get this, just use your bone folder to add just an implication of a curve. Doesn't actually have to be curved. Just break those fibres off, especially because I've used 300 GSM. Why? Because I like things to be sturdy, and also because I have a lot of 300 GSM, and I just like to make myself difficult. Or you can take it along the edge and just pull down, and that will give a bit of a curve. That was horrible. I was better off when I was doing it with my bone folder. Luckily though, this one is going to be the one that goes underneath, so it's fine. What we're going to do, we're going to take the drawer out, because that's just going to get in the way at the moment. Now, all these teeth are going to go over this. So, we're going to start off by sticking this under here. So, a little bit of glue. Stick one on one end. Flip it. And we're going to do one on the other end. Okay, so that's our curved piece with the other end. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to apply glue here and here and stick that on the vertical at the front on either side. We've got the two tops stuck. What we're going to do, this tab just going to get folded in. It's just going to become additional structural support. So just some glue along there, fold that underneath. And then, same as before, we're going to pop glue on this end, and on that end. We're going to do one here, this flat surface. And then, what we're going to do, I hate curved tabs. Never professed to not hate curved tabs. Probably should have folded them down first. I am going to use my handy dandy red liner tape, because sometimes you just got to show these curved edges who is boss. Again, if you're sensible, you would have put this on before you'd stuck it on. But I have never professed to being sensible, so pray to the red liner gods that this comes off. Come on, red liner gods. Yep. There you go. Cool. So now put it in and push this down so that all of these are stuck firmly. Now, some people say red liner tape doesn't have longevity. But because we are going to be sticking another layer on top to hide our workings, if we stick that layer on with glue, then we'll have a double whammy of red liner tape and Nouveau adhesive, and I will have zero concerns about the stickiness and longevity of my project. So again, just stick these all down. And then all we're going to do, take the other front piece, curve it like we did before, just with this. And you can see that's just going to stick over the top and hide our mechanism. Is this more glue than I need? Probably. Do I care? Nope. I'm just going to put that down. Push this down so it covers all our bits. Here we go. Right, so the last bit, very last piece that we need to stick on is this. And this just sticks onto there to make a flap. Just pop that along there. And along here. Right, so that's now stuck to the flap. I don't want a boring white box, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with some ink or some embellishment mousse. Haven't decided which yet. And then I'll be back. Okay, so I started my video 3 days ago and it's been an emotional journey. But this is what we have ended up with. And I love it. It is gorgeous. Basically, what happened was I left it out on the first night due to decorate it the second day. My daughter got hold of it whilst I was in bed, decided to play with it, managed to completely buckle this handle. So then I had to take the whole thing apart and remake it. Then I managed to burn myself so badly with my glue gun that I wasn't able to touch anything for an entire day. So I've just got on and decorated it because you didn't need to see me spend forever making flowers. So what I did, I took my white till and I painted it all over with rose gold coloured ink. So that was my first job. Then I used these stitch dies here to cut out the paper for these bits. Same on the other side. For this, I actually used one of my circle punches because this obviously cuts out a piece that's smaller and the size I wanted was in betweeny, because this cuts out the whole thing. But I didn't want it as small as this, and obviously I didn't want to have the shapes cut out into it. So yeah, I just used one of my circle punches for that. Thank you, EK Success, for your wonderful punches. I don't know why I'm thanking them. I paid for them. These are some peony dies I had anyway. And these little flowers are from the Tonic Blooming Bouquet set. It's one of those spiral flowers where you roll them up. That one. So I made those in 2 different colours and then did a pattern. For the central part, I did use that big circle die there. And I was very confused when I was first looking at this die set, and I couldn't work out what these bits were for. But this is for either side of your circle. So it's a circle, and then it's got 2 kind of squared off outside circle bits, one there, one there. It's mostly covered by flowers, so you can't see it. So yes, and then I've just used a blue, this long one is for the handle here, and this shorter one here is for there and there. I've used this one for the front of the train there, and I've stuck this down because mine isn't a money box. There is a slot for you to make this into a money box. Mine is going to a family member who is old and doesn't collect money. So I have just sealed this up. So it's just a functioning box at the bottom. And then for the inside of the box, it looked naked. And as I said earlier in the video, I wanted to hide the workings in there. So I cut out a base and 4 sides and just trimmed off the side flap and just trimmed a little bit off with a guillotine in there. Just decorate that. And obviously did the outside in the same colour. And then just so it looked super neat on the inside, I just used this one here. Nope. It was this die here, which is the one that does the handle. I've put it somewhere very safe. Can't tell you where that is. And just trimmed it down with a guillotine to do an edging on the inside, because otherwise it felt really stark white and you could see the white inside when you put the drawing, and it displeased me. So yes, so this is my finished till. It's unusually floral for a me make. I don't generally do it, but as I said, this is for a family member. And I love that you can't see the stark white inside. I love the pretty flowers. I love that I managed to fix it after my child broke it. And yeah, this is glorious. I can't wait to build another, and I have some ideas which can't wait to see if they work or if I'm just living in Claire Cookie Land. But yeah, so I hope you make it. I hope you enjoy it. I have an affiliate link if you wish to purchase anything from Tonic. They give me a tiny commission, but I don't get paid for these videos. I just do them because I really, really like crafting. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this. We'll see you all for the next make soon, which will probably be the craft kit that's arriving at my house tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Bye.